Hello everybody, my name is Luke Frutig. I am the founder and one of the DJs here at Luke Entertainment. In this video in particular, we're going to introduce you guys to what we call the Planner. This is a comprehensive online tool that we developed that you and your DJ will use to design, organize, and really set the musical tone for your wedding day. It's intuitive, easy to use, and hopefully even a little bit of fun. So let's get into it. All right, so upon booking, you guys are gonna receive an email with links and how to access the planner. Once you arrive at this page, you're just gonna click sign in. If you already have an account, you just put in your username and password. If you don't, click register. Put username, put your email, password, indicate you're not a robot. Click next. You need your name, fiance's name, your phone number, the venue you booked, the date of your wedding, of course, start time. And if you're not sure about start time, just pick something. You can always edit that later. And then you'll want to indicate the DJ that you hired. If you hired me, click Luke Frutig, click register. So once you're ready to dive into the planner, here's kind of the basic interface and layout and how things work. So you have all your events, arrangeable event modules, and then you can put your start times here. This is really where you build your timeline in this view. You can then get into each one of them individually and edit, add all the things that you need. We'll get into all that in a minute, but here you have your information, your wedding details, all that stuff you've filled out in registration, but you can always edit it here. You have your active events. So if you're not doing something like bouquet or garter or cake cutting, or you need us for ceremony, you can always uncheck those and it removes them. So for when it comes to ceremony, so we want to dive into that. That's going to start at 4 p.m. You're going to select your pre-ceremony music. So that's typically 30 minutes prior to the wedding actually starting. People are arriving, we'll have music playing. So you can give us as much or as little music as you want. Maybe you want to select just some genres, kind of some classical guitar in the background. If you want to add very specific songs that you're like, hey, we just like these 3 songs, we'd love for them to be played. And we can arrange the rest of the playlist to coincide with those. So you can always search. This is integrated with Spotify. So anything you search here will be searching Spotify's database. So I can look up this will be, all right, Natalie Cole, we want that one. You can also add playlist URLs. So that might be Apple Music, Spotify, any streaming music service. So to do that, you go to something like Spotify. If I want this, click share, copy playlist link, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and paste that right there. Click add playlist, and then we can access it. So you do also wanna make sure those playlists are public so we can see them. Put the name of your officiant so that we know who to mic up. Readings during ceremony, that indicates whether we need a microphone for readers to come up and speak into. Microphones required for written vows. Typically, if you guys have written your own vows, you'll need a microphone so that people can hear you say them. Then we have processional and recession area for the ceremony. So those are the songs that everyone processes down the aisle to, as well as recesses after you guys pronounce husband and wife. So processional, click procession. Who will be processing, whether that may be grandparents, wedding party parents, etc. And then you'll also choose a song that you're gonna process down to once I find one, or search one. And here is the procession. Actually forgot to put who will be processing, so I just go click edit, say grandparents, and then update it. And then we'll go into bride's procession. Who will be processing bride, father, choose a song, okay. And so these can always be arranged as well. And then recessional song, so that's once you guys pronounce like ladies and gentlemen for the first time, they present to you. And then you'll pick a song, add it. You can always add comments. That might be stuff like, hey, we want the procession song to start at exactly 1.5 minutes. Once you're done with that, click save. Make sure you're saving along the way. After ceremony, a lot of times people go to cocktail hour. That maybe start at 4:30. Same thing with the playlists. You can add genres, add songs, add playlists. Our goal is to reflect your taste and your style. You don't have to give us every minute of music either. We'll definitely fill it in and get a good sense of what you guys like and what you want to hear. So a lot of times after cocktail hour wraps up, if you guys are going to do names and introductions, we have select introduction songs. So those would be songs that the wedding party may be introduced to, as well as the songs that you guys are introduced to. Sometimes the entire wedding party comes into one song, or the bridesmaids come into one song, and then the groomsmen come into one song. So for simplicity's sake, we'll just say the wedding party comes into this song. We're gonna do Cake by Flo Rida, add the introduction song. Then you're gonna pick a song for the bride and groom. Let's say Get Loose. Now we just need the names of the wedding party. Let's start with groomsmen. Groomsman 1, his name's Bill. You can put first and last names. It's up to you guys how you want them introduced. And Bob and Dan. And then we're gonna put some bridesmaids. Jane And then you have different titles too, maid of honor, matron of honor. You can also put in parents if you want them introduced, but those can be then put in pairs. So if you did pick a song for the wedding party, I'm gonna introduce them like Sue and Bill, and then Jane and Bob, etc. And then if you wanted to reorganize these, you totally can, so now Jane's with Bob. Lastly, we'll just need how you guys wanna be introduced, Mr. and Mrs., or just your first names if you're taking the name, whatever. Again, there's always comments, click save. And so say that was at 5:30. Cake cutting, that's usually just a song. We'll make indication of, hey, they're cutting the cake, and we'll play the song that you choose. And then we have toasts and blessings. So a lot of times, say like you guys come in, you cut the cake, then we introduce the first toaster. So whoever that, or a welcome, or whatever it may be. So a lot of times that might be one of the parents. So you put their name, Dan, father, and he's gonna do a toast. So this functionality called split event. There are times when you guys do some toasts prior to salads being served or entrees being served, and then the rest happen after food's out. Or you might just do a blessing, say. In those cases, you're gonna just click split event, and it'll create a duplicate of that. And so this toast might be 7 p.m., and then the rest are gonna happen at 7:30. You can always remove those splits, but that would be there, indicating toast, friend, add it. So that might be something where that toast is there. Dinner begins at 7:15. This is how you organize and create your timeline. The other events might be special dances. You can split these up too, because sometimes you have a first dance that happens right after introductions, and then the rest happen right before the dance party starts. You have first dance, father-daughter, mother-son, anniversary, the hora, or a custom dance. So sometimes you're dancing with a grandparent or something like that. Same format, you're gonna select the dance. First dance, bride and groom. Jane and John, choose your song. Great. That's gonna be your first dance. Father, daughter, choose song. You can always change it, put a father name, update it. And these can always be organized. You want father, daughter first dance last. We're gonna do mother, son. So it'll be father, daughter, mother, son, first dance, or maybe we wanna do first dance first. So say that's at 7:45. The last two events, you have dancing. So this is where you're gonna create and design your dance music, the music you wanna hear once we're DJing. Same thing, you can select genres. It's gonna be a few more genres from EDM, trap, house, Motown, wedding classics. Add a bunch of songs. So in here, you could add a bunch of songs individually if that's your style, but you can always just add a giant playlist you guys already create. Might be the easiest way. But then if you want to indicate just a handful of slow songs you want to hear, and then of course, a do not playlist. That's where you're going to really put in like Cha-Cha Slide, YMCA, Cupid Shuffle, Uptown Funk, Sick of It, beautiful. And that's gonna be your do not playlist. And then you can always make more notes in the comments. So it might be like, also, we just don't wanna hear any Taylor Swift, or we absolutely need to hear Taylor Swift. These are our favorite artists, or these are our least favorite artists, kind of what we imagine early in the night. And this is something you work on really up until a couple weeks before your wedding, in which case we'll touch base and go over everything in great detail. Last thing, bouquet garter. A lot of people forego those events, but totally up to you guys. We will facilitate whatever you want. Last thing, you can click upload files. So if you have floor plans, other timelines from your coordinators, or if you have song edits or something like that, you can always upload those files. So those go into your planner portal, and we as DJs can then come and access them, and we have everything in one place. So once you're done filling everything out, the last thing to know is you can click download report, and this button will print out a PDF file for you of everything that you filled out, your timeline, etc. And that's just something that you could then share with your coordinators or venues or other vendors. So that is the planner. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch this video. We hope it was helpful. If you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to reach out. Happy planning, and we look forward to working together soon.